Namaskar. My message to my spiritual seekers. I am deeply conscious of the love, faith, and honor that have been bestowed by God in me for founding Divine Foundation for Science of Living. Only His continuous love, faith, and honor give me happiness and bliss. I am fully aware of my inadequacy for the assignment, as only God is adequate for everything and anything in life. For me personally, every opportunity is refreshing, introspective, knowledgeable, and enlightening. I am delighted and blissful by this grace of God bestowed on me. Let me, however, perform my divine duty in congratulating you for having grace of God to become a spiritual seeker and to find a place in the spiritual service positions of Divine Foundation for Science of Living. It is a privilege and grace of God for me and for you to become spiritual seekers and to become part and parcel of Divine Foundation. And now that you stand at the threshold of a new life, let me remind you that knowledge and wisdom does not cease after becoming a spiritual seeker or part of Divine Foundation. This is a new beginning for you to gain knowledge and wisdom while marching forward on the divine path. This should be taken as an opportunity that has been provided to you by the grace of God to acquire knowledge and wisdom while pursuing divine path free from material indulgence. I am sure that you will realize the importance of this new life phase and that you will go on endeavoring unabated in practicing science of living for self-realization leading to meditation. I am conscious of the fact that men harbor a number of misconceptions about what goes on in this world. I am only happy to analyze the situation with a view to a diagnostic orientation so that the world at large and humanity in particular is viewed in the right perspective. One should accept the dynamism of man in the world, but no dynamism can flourish without grace of God. No doubt that man lives in the age of titanic transformation and rapid changes, but he should keep pace with inner divine understanding. Today, man is in the process of great influx of material knowledge without even fraction of a spiritual knowledge and wisdom. There is a great need to perform right karmas so that spirituality emerges out from each and every act of you. Without this, it is not possible to have any progress on spiritual path. When God created man and woman as inhabitants of this earth, He certainly intended mankind to go forward in thoughts and actions. However, the entire history of human race is a story of constant human endeavor in a material progression but a spiritual regression. God had never intended man to be lost in myths and superstition. God says that there should never be any clash between material and spiritual growth, as material growth automatically follows spiritual growth. Any clash between material and spiritual growth brings about miseries, sorrows, and unhappiness. Progress is a two-way process. It is a process of retrospection and a process of introspection. As plants cannot sustain without material roots, so also man cannot sustain without spiritual roots. You must remember that humanity had gone forward not on the warring flashes exhibited by people like Alexander, Napoleon, and Hitler. History has been molded by people like Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Nanaka, Mahavir, Jesus Christ, Hazrat Muhammad, Vivekananda, Gandhi, and many others who remained steadfast and put themselves sometimes alone against all evils in the discovery of divine truth. But humans' inner natural divine understanding could not be molded. History has also been molded by innumerable scientists who discovered the truth of God's creations, but even that could not mold the inner divine understanding. Today, our educational institutions are not centers of learning and wisdom, but they are only centers of examination. This is the effect of materialistic approach towards everything in life. God is not against material knowledge and progress, but certainly against hollow material knowledge and progress. Any system of education has to find a way based on happy fusion of truth and ideal humanity. There is a need to develop composite personality of each individual, making it as rounded in perfection and wholeness as possible. Man anywhere and everywhere needs fourfold knowledge if he is to blossom into a useful individual. First, he needs a carefully planned material knowledge and wisdom of physical aspects, bringing about comforts, health, and grace to body. Second, he needs divine knowledge and wisdom for development and purification of his mind so that he can understand truth of life by awakening his inner natural divine understanding, leading to happiness and bliss. Third, he needs divine knowledge of God and his creations. He also needs guidance to convert this knowledge into wisdom in performance of good karmas. And fourth, he needs to practice science of living, leading to meditation, so that his soul can be connected with the super soul. In the final analysis, therefore, it is the cultivation of truth that is vital. You have right to reject, but by doing so, you should not discard truth. You have right to accept, but by doing so, you should not adopt untruth. The history of civilization is one continuous effort of man to battle with circumstances and to overcome them. It centers on those great figures who discovered truth of God and its creations, that is, scientists and spiritual people. I salute all those people who contributed in discovering truth of God and his creations. However, it would have been better if the discovery of truth by scientists and spiritual seekers could activate humans' inner natural divine understanding of man. This could lead to purity, peace, serenity, happiness for humanity at large. In the end, I wish all the spiritual seekers to contribute for the progress of seven virtues by practicing science of living themselves and helping others in practicing science of living. Prabhu Kripa, Anand Mangal, your own spiritual seeker. Thank you.